Hello, I'm Elizabeth Nancy Jansen, and welcome to my home. And I wanted to tell you about my why. Love is my why, and my purpose is all about love. And I wanted to tell you about how I came to this why and how I came to this purpose. And I'll tell you, it came from my mess. And my mess became my message, and from my message came my purpose. And first of all, I want to tell you that I'm a mother and a mother of four. And, my three first children came out beautiful, neurotypical. And from that neurotypical word, you could probably see that, it came from an education myself, and I was a healthcare professional, a physical therapist in a directorship capacity for 37 years and had a wonderful career. However, my fourth child, beautiful baby, my best pregnancy, however, he was born with autism. And as he progressed in his age and his milestones, his physical milestones, he did not progress like my other children, and he did not communicate, he did not focus. We point out a fire truck from his baby seat in the car, he would just look the other way. He didn't say mama, dada, juice. He was not interested. But he walked, he ran, he walked sooner than my other children. However, and as he became older, he would bang his head as I was getting ready for work. He would bang his head against the wall. None of my children did that. And he just became, when he was 8 years old, he would get a call from the school. He was more difficult. He'd bite the teacher. He would break a window, kick out a window on the school bus. He would cause a great deal of harm. And by the time he was 10, the police would be called, and he'd have a full takedown at school. Was becoming very violent. And my way of coping was, this is very hard for me to say, my way of coping was I was turning to alcohol as self-medicating. And, if you asked me a year ago, would I, show this aspect of my life? No, I wouldn't have. So this is hard for me even now to show this side of me. But anyway, I am doing this to show you my message that this was hard. But now, what I can tell you is that I did, this got very bad for my family, the way I was coping. And my son's difficulty, I was trying to normalize him, and I was frustrated that I couldn't. And his behaviors got worse and worse. And my coping was getting worse and worse. What I was not doing was accepting that he was, what he was. He was who he was. And I was always trying to normalize him. And that wasn't working for him. It wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for my family. And no one was thriving. No one. And certainly not me. And I was crossing the line with my drinking, and I became an alcoholic and tumbling downward. And ultimately, I took myself to rehab, and, and my son, he had to go into residential care because he was a danger to the family. And his sister, who was 2 years older than him, he was becoming violent toward her, and I was not coping as a mother toward her either. And it's hard for me to admit that right now. It hurts my heart to admit that. But this is my mess that's now becoming my message. And I took my recovery very, very seriously. And as I became to recover, I saw that I had to accept me for my failure, but I took that as improving, and toward acceptance, I saw that I was not accepting my son and what his real true self was, that he had this huge ability to love, to love. He showed me the way that, his autism, the beauty of his was that he could love. He could love. And as his behaviors improved, he showed me his way. He was my master teacher in showing me my purpose, that he could, no matter what happened to him, he bounced back like a boomerang, that all he does is forgive and love and love. And he forgave me and love. Love. That's all he does is love, no matter what happens to him. And he's been abused in so many ways in his life, in his autistic world, where he's still in residential care. But I see him once a week, and that's all we do is communicate. He's nonverbal, but he communicates with love. And he's in a much better place in his world, and so am I. And that's where my purpose is love. And now I'm retired from my career as a physical therapist, as a director in physical therapy. I was able to return to my work and do magnificent things. And now I've retrained as a certified coach. And I love what I do. And I generate love and help people find love and with their love partner. And if they don't have a love partner, I help them find that and find love with finding their own core values once they find their self-love and their self-worth and self-confidence, and how they can nurture their love. And I was able to do that in my own life again and spread richness and love, and I do philanthropic work as well. So, and another thing I was able to do is to write a book, Bride Doll, which shows the life journey with my main character, Naya, and how she failed and failed in her own love journey. But failure, she learned something every time. And her failures became her learnings. So she failed forward, or she fell forward in her love journey, and ultimately found what true love really is all about. Not the fairy tales, but what true love is all about. So welcome to this beautiful, beautiful message of love, and why love is my why. And I hope you enjoy every aspect of being here with me. And love is my why, love is my purpose, and it came through from one heck of a mess. But I'm Elizabeth Nancy Jansen, and I'm thrilled that you now know why love is my why. Much love from Elizabeth.